Meet Mary, a 72-year-old widow adjusting to life alone. Every creak in the floor and shadow in the hallway made her uneasy, until a near fall, one rainy evening changed everything. Realizing her home wasn't as safe as it seemed, Mary began to make small but impactful changes to protect herself. If you've ever worried about tripping or slipping at home, you're not alone. Today, we'll uncover 10 essential secrets to help you stay steady, confident, and independent in your own space. 1. Mary had always kept her living room cozy with a collection of small rugs she'd collected over the years. But one evening, as she rushed to answer the door, her foot caught on the edge of a loose rug, sending her stumbling. She managed to catch herself, but the incident left her shaken. It was a wake-up call that her once charming decor could be a hidden hazard. To make her home safer, Mary started by decluttering her space. She rolled up the smaller rugs and stored them, keeping only one large rug securely anchored with a non-slip mat. She also rearranged furniture to create clear, open pathways, ensuring she had plenty of space to move around. Removing clutter and securing loose items may seem like small steps, but they can make a significant difference. Mary felt a new sense of control and peace of mind, knowing she had reduced the risk of tripping. It's a reminder that small changes can have a big impact, setting the stage for a safer home environment. 2. Another challenge Mary faced was the dim lighting in her hallway. She often found herself navigating the space at night, straining to see the uneven floor. One evening, she missed a step entirely, narrowly avoiding a fall. That's when she realized her home's lighting needed an upgrade. Mary invested in motion sensor lights, placing them in key areas like the hallway, bathroom, and near the stairs. The lights turned on automatically as she moved, illuminating her path without her having to fumble for switches. She also replaced outdated bulbs with brighter, energy-efficient options. Better lighting isn't just about visibility, it's about confidence. As Mary walked through her well-lit home, she felt secure knowing that she could see every step clearly. These small adjustments helped her move around more freely, reducing anxiety and enhancing her independence. 3. One of Mary's favorite spots was the cozy reading nook in her living room, complete with a beautiful woven rug gifted by her daughter. But after her earlier stumble, she started to notice how the edges of the rug curled up slightly, creating a potential tripping hazard. She didn't want to part with something so sentimental, but knew she needed to address the issue. Instead of removing the rug, Mary used double-sided tape to anchor it securely to the floor. She also added a non-slip backing to keep it in place. The solution was simple but effective, allowing her to enjoy her favorite spot without worrying about falling. These quick fixes made a huge difference in Mary's day-to-day life. She felt proud of herself for tackling potential hazards head-on, proving that even sentimental spaces can be made safer with thoughtful adjustments. By addressing these initial challenges, Mary began to see her home in a new light, not as a place full of risks, but as a space she could adapt to fit her needs. The process gave her a sense of empowerment, and she looked forward to discovering more ways to enhance her safety and comfort. 4. Mary had always been proud of her home, but the thought of installing grab bars in her bathroom left her hesitant. "I don't want my house to feel like a hospital," she thought. Then one evening, as she stepped out of the shower, her wet foot slipped slightly on the tile. Though she didn't fall, her heart raced as she realized how easily an accident could happen. Determined to prioritize her safety, Mary began exploring options for grab bars that wouldn't disrupt the look of her bathroom. She found sleek, modern designs that matched her fixtures perfectly. With the help of her son, she installed one near the shower and another by the toilet. Not only did these additions blend seamlessly into her space, but they also gave her the confidence to move freely without fear of slipping. Mary quickly realized that these grab bars were a small adjustment with a big payoff. They became a symbol of her independence, not a sign of weakness. Each time she stepped into her shower, she felt more secure, proving that safety and style could coexist. 5. Slippers had always been Mary's go-to footwear at home. She loved their comfort and convenience, but never considered whether they were safe. One chilly morning, as she carried her tea from the kitchen to the living room, the smooth soles of her old slippers slid slightly on the hardwood floor. Luckily, she caught herself, but the scare made her realize her beloved slippers weren't as reliable as she thought. Mary decided it was time for a change. She looked for non-slip slippers designed with safety in mind. The pair she chose had sturdy soles and a snug fit, offering both comfort and stability. For colder days, she also invested in non-slip socks, which quickly became her favorite solution for staying cozy and safe. The difference was immediate. With her new footwear, Mary moved around her home with confidence, knowing that each step was secure. It was a simple switch, but it gave her peace of mind and a renewed sense of control over her daily routine. 6. Mary often found herself reaching for items on high shelves in her kitchen. Her favorite coffee mugs and spices were just out of reach, leading her to stretch precariously or grab a stool to retrieve them. One afternoon, as she stood on her tiptoes to grab a jar of sugar, the stool she was using wobbled slightly, and she realized how risky the habit had become. Determined to make her kitchen safer, Mary rearranged her cabinets. She moved frequently used items to lower shelves, placing them within easy reach. For items that needed to stay up high, she purchased a sturdy step stool with a wide base and hand grips for added stability. This small effort transformed her daily routine. Cooking and making her morning coffee became much simpler and safer. Mary felt proud of the changes she'd made, knowing she'd eliminated a major risk in her home. It was another reminder that small adjustments could lead to big improvements in her quality of life. As Mary continued to address these challenges, she began to see a pattern. Each change, no matter how minor, brought her one step closer to feeling secure and capable in her home. The process wasn't overwhelming. It was empowering, giving her the tools to live confidently and independently. 7. Mary had always been hesitant about assistive devices. "I don't need a cane," she told herself, even after noticing her balance wasn't what it used to be. But one windy afternoon during a walk to the park, a sudden gust threw her off balance, and she stumbled slightly. That moment lingered in her mind, making her realize that relying on an assistive device wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a tool for independence. She decided to start small. Mary purchased a lightweight foldable cane that she could use when walking longer distances. To her surprise, it wasn't as awkward as she imagined. Instead, it became a symbol of confidence, offering her stability when she needed it most. On the days she felt steady, she kept it tucked away, and on the days she didn't, it was there to support her. The cane wasn't just practical. It gave her the freedom to enjoy activities she might have otherwise avoided. Mary no longer worried about uneven sidewalks or slippery paths. She realized that tools like this aren't limitations. They're empowering, allowing her to live life fully and without fear. 8. Late one night, as Mary got out of bed to get a glass of water, she paused in the hallway and thought about what would happen if she ever fell. How would she call for help? Would anyone know she needed assistance? The thought left her uneasy, so the next day, she decided to create a fall action plan. Mary started by keeping her phone within arm's reach at all times, even placing a small pouch on her walker to hold it when she moved around the house. She also wrote down emergency contact numbers and taped the list near her phone and refrigerator. Then, she went a step further and installed a medical alert system that she could wear as a bracelet. Knowing she had a plan in place gave Mary a sense of security she hadn't felt before. It wasn't just about reacting to a fall, it was about preventing panic and ensuring she had support when needed. With her action plan ready, Mary slept better, knowing she was prepared for anything. 9. Mary had always admired her neighbor, Jean, who swore by her yoga classes. "It's not just exercise," Jean would say. "It's balance, strength, and a little bit of fun." For years, Mary hesitated to join, thinking she wouldn't be able to keep up. But one morning, after nearly losing her balance while reaching for a book, she decided to give it a try. The class was filled with people her age, each moving at their own pace. The instructor guided them gently through simple stretches and balance exercises, making it easy to follow along. Mary quickly noticed how her posture improved and her legs felt stronger. Even her breathing became steadier. More than just physical benefits, the class gave Mary a sense of community. She looked forward to chatting with the other participants and sharing laughs about their wobbly attempts at new poses. Yoga became a highlight of her week, reminding her that staying active wasn't just good for her body, it was good for her spirit, too. These steps, while small, marked a turning point for Mary. She no longer saw safety as a restriction, but as an opportunity to enhance her life. Every change she made brought her closer to the life she wanted, secure, confident, and full of possibility. 10. Mary's living room had always been her favorite place to relax, but over time, she started to notice how difficult it was to move around the furniture. Her coffee table was too close to the couch, and the armchair she loved blocked part of the pathway to the door. One afternoon, while carrying a basket of laundry, she stumbled over the edge of the coffee table. That moment made her realize her home's layout wasn't as safe or practical as it could be. Determined to make a change, Mary asked her son to help her rearrange the furniture. Together, they moved the larger pieces to create a more open floor plan, giving her clear pathways to walk through. They also moved the coffee table slightly further from the couch, ensuring she had enough room to navigate comfortably. The new layout not only felt safer but also made her home feel more spacious and inviting. Mary no longer worried about bumping into furniture or tripping over obstacles. It was a reminder that small adjustments could make her space more functional while preserving its warmth and charm. 11th. Stairs had always been a challenge for Mary, especially as her knees started to ache more with age. She had a staircase leading to her basement laundry room, and while she didn't use it often, the thought of slipping on the steps was always in the back of her mind. One particularly rainy day, as she stood at the top of the stairs, the slick wood looked even more dangerous than usual. Mary decided it was time to address the problem. She began by installing sturdy handrails on both sides of the staircase, giving her extra support when going up or down. She also added non-slip treads to each step, which provided better grip, even when her shoes were wet. Finally, she placed a bright strip of tape along the edge of each step, making it easier to see where one ended and the next began. With these changes in place, Mary felt much more confident tackling the stairs. What once felt like a daunting task became manageable, and she found herself using the basement more frequently without hesitation. The adjustments gave her a sense of control over an area of her home that had always intimidated her. 12. One of the most significant changes Mary made was creating a routine for regularly checking her home for potential hazards. It all started when she noticed a frayed electrical cord under her desk. She had been using it for months without realizing the risk it posed, and it made her wonder what other dangers she might be overlooking. Mary set aside a few minutes every month to inspect her home. She looked for things like loose cords, uneven flooring, or leaks that could create slippery surfaces. She also checked her smoke detectors and ensured her emergency flashlight had fresh batteries. By keeping a checklist, she stayed organized and made sure nothing was missed. These routine checks gave Mary a newfound sense of security. She no longer worried about hidden risks lurking in her home because she was proactive in addressing them. The process became second nature, and it gave her peace of mind knowing she was doing everything she could to keep herself safe. As Mary reflected on the changes she had made, she felt a deep sense of pride. Each step, no matter how small, brought her closer to creating a home that truly supported her independence and well-being. It wasn't just about preventing falls. It was about building a life she could enjoy with confidence and ease. 13. Mary had always been independent, but as she got older, she realized how important it was to have a support system. One morning, while sipping tea on her porch, she thought about how isolated she felt at times. Even with a safe home, the absence of someone regularly checking in made her uneasy. She remembered her neighbor, Ellen, who had offered to exchange weekly check-ins and decided to give it a try. Mary reached out to Ellen, and they began a simple routine, a quick text or a knock on the door every few days to make sure everything was all right. Mary also reconnected with an old friend from church and invited her over for tea once a week. These small efforts to maintain connections brought comfort and joy, reminding her she wasn't navigating life alone. Having someone nearby who cares not only adds a layer of safety, but also fosters a sense of community. For Mary, those weekly check-ins became moments to look forward to, transforming her house into a home filled with connection and care. 14. Mary's daughter had long encouraged her to consider a medical alert system, but she had resisted. "I'm fine," she would say. But one afternoon, as she reflected on the changes she'd already made to her home, she realized this could be the final touch to her fall-proofing efforts. What if something happened and she couldn't reach her phone? Mary researched her options and found a discreet medical alert pendant that fit comfortably around her neck. It had a simple button she could press in case of an emergency, connecting her to a support center within seconds. For Mary, it wasn't about expecting a fall. It was about being prepared for the unexpected. The peace of mind the device brought her was immediate. She no longer worried about what-ifs and felt secure knowing help was just a button away. It was a small step that made a significant difference in her confidence and independence. 15. As Mary sat in her favorite chair, she reflected on everything she had accomplished. From rearranging her furniture to installing grab bars and ensuring her home was well lit, each change felt like a victory. But more importantly, she realized she had gained something deeper, a sense of empowerment. She decided to celebrate her progress. Mary invited a few friends over for a casual dinner to show off her newly arranged, fall-proofed home. Over laughter and shared stories, she felt proud of the safe, welcoming space she had created. Her friends were impressed and inspired to make their own homes safer, proving that Mary's journey could encourage others to take action too. By taking control of her environment, Mary had not only fall-proofed her home, but also created a life filled with confidence, joy, and connection. Each step was a reminder that it's never too late to make meaningful changes. With her story, Mary hoped to inspire others to take those first steps toward a safer, more independent life. Mary's story is a testament to how small, thoughtful changes can lead to a life filled with confidence and independence. Her journey from hesitation to empowerment shows that fall-proofing isn't just about safety. It's about reclaiming control over your life. Now it's your turn. Take that first step today and transform your home into a sanctuary of strength and peace. Share your progress in the comments and inspire others with your story.